Cardinal women lead at halftime by 12. They led by 9 at the end of the first quarter. And it's the Hy-Vee halftime report here at the intermission. Standing by with head track and field coach Tom Eisenhauer is Tim Crone.
Well, Coach, it's great to have you on. You're a great man. Before we get started about talking about track a little bit, though, I want you to talk about your new addition.
Yeah, absolutely. December 21st, my wife gave birth to a baby girl. Her name's Madeline. It's actually Mary Madeline, but we'll call her Madeline. And she's actually 4 weeks old today. So she's healthy, my wife's healthy, and got a 2.5-year-old boy named Caleb, and he adores her. He always wants to see her and show her things, like his shoes and his blocks and his cars. And half the time she's asleep, but it's great. Life is good.
Yeah, it made a difference. I was hoping you'd have it when I've talked to you before baby came. You know, my birthday's the 25th of December. I was hoping you'd have a Christmas baby, too. But congratulations to you while you're done.
Thank you.
All right, now let's hit a little bit. Talking about track, and I've gotten to know a lot of your athletes and stuff through the years. And, you know, got an indoor season. And you might want to talk about how the indoor season is a little bit different than the outdoor.
Yeah, I mean, the first one is the obvious one. It's indoor.
Right.
It's contested on a 200-meter track most of the time, sometimes on a 300-meter track. Sometimes the track is flat, sometimes it's banked. So a lot of variety that goes into it. Most of the distances are same except for the sprints. Instead of 100 meters, it's the 60 meters. Instead of the 110 hurdles, 60-meter hurdles. And then other than that, it's most of the same standard track events that you have. We do have two different championships. There is an indoor conference championships and an indoor national championships, and then there's a separate outdoor conference and a separate outdoor nationals.
Well, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the kids that are really doing well? A lot of people that don't follow track as closely maybe as basketball or football because they don't. You know, it's really important as far as times of qualifying for different things. You might want to talk about that.
Yeah, to qualify for the national meet is all dependent upon time. And in the conference meet, the way that those heats are seeded and lanes assignments are given is based on performances throughout the year. So hitting good marks and good times throughout the year is really important because it sets you up to compete well at the conference championships, much like the basketball team that wants to get a high seed for the tournament. It works in much the same way. So a lot of the meets that we go to, several of them will be team scored, but that team scoring really has no bearing on the postseason. So the things that we look out throughout the year are going to be the conference performance list and the national performance list. So to make things confusing here, to qualify for nationals, not only do you have to hit the qualifying mark, but then at the end of the season, you have to be high enough on the list to be selected to the meet.
There's a cut.
Yeah. Right. So we actually have two people on our team right now. Gretchen Mays, who's a junior, she qualified for the national meet in the long jump. She jumped 5.66 meters at the Missouri Invite here on Friday. I believe that converts to about 18 feet, and I think it's 9 inches or 18 feet 7.
Close.
So she's 13th in the nation right now in Division II.
Solid.
And then Blake Alexander qualified in the 60-meter hurdles, and he's ranked 19th overall right now. His time of 8.26 is not his best, but it's his best of the season. He's only had 2 races, so, but he's running well. On the men's side, we've got a lot of really young guys. We've got a few international athletes for the first time in our program's career. Yannick Schuler and Fabio Kamler, both those young men are from Germany, and we're happy to have them on board. They've made great contributions. So our men's team right now, we're still figuring things out. They're getting in shape. They're learning what being in college track is all about. And then on the women's side, we're kind of the opposite. We're older. The majority of our team is within our junior and our senior ranks, and a lot of those girls that are returning are conference scored points at the conference meet. Margaret Perko is a senior this year. She was a national qualifier in the heptathlon last outdoor season. Finished second in the conference in the heptathlon outdoor and second in the pentathlon indoor. She's also an academic All-American and all-conference athlete. So she returns, and then on the men's side, going back and forth, but Alec Whiteside is also an academic All-American, qualified for the national meet in the hammer throw last year. So, but going back to the women, this is a year we've been building up to for quite some time.
Yeah, because I followed you a little bit and announced a couple of your meetings. I know it is.
Well, I feel like we've had a lot of interviews in the past where I said, "Oh, we're really young, we're really young."
Yeah, we have.
I can't say that anymore.
Pressure's on you.
That's right. Time to perform, but they're doing well. They're working out really hard, putting up great numbers in practice. We were fortunate that the weather this spring was really mild, so we didn't have.
That has been good for you.
It's been great. We were outside every day. Actually, today was the first day we did a workout indoors. So even in December, we were outside running around. But we're really just building toward the indoor conference meet right now.
So let's talk about conference real quick. We've got about a minute and a half, but I'm interested.
Okay.
Who's going to be the big powers on both sides, men and women?
It's tough.
It's kind of tough to say.
It's tough to say because our conference is so deep. But I would say on the men's side, the teams to look at are going to be Indianapolis, Lewis, and probably Wisconsin Parkside. On the women's side, Lewis, Bellarmine, at Missouri S&T on the men's side as well. And then again on the women's side, Lewis, Bellarmine, and probably Indianapolis.
Now, isn't a conference meet up at St. Joe this year?
This year, indoor meet is actually Wisconsin Parkside, and then the outdoor meet returns here to William Jewell on
you're going to have it here again?
It's coming back for one more year,
I
May
didn't hear
5th,
that.
6th, and 7th.
You educated me. I thought because we had it last year that they were going to rotate. So is it a 2-year deal?
It's every 2 years. So we've split the conference into the East and West divisions, and 2 years in the West, 2 years in the East. It goes back and forth.
Well, the Cardinal people needed to know that because I thought really it was rotating. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You and your family, your wife, and her mom and stuff. I work with you at track meets and stuff. They're great people. Couldn't be a better family. Good luck, too, in the indoor season.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
We'll see you around.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, take care, buddy.
Thanks.